Welcome to another daily support episode of the Spirit Mom Life podcast. I'm your host and Spirit Mom to Levi, Schall Adams. These short daily episodes are here to gently walk with you through the real moments of grief and the journey towards reconnecting with your child in spirit. Tune in daily as you learn to walk with your child on this part of your journey together. Today's topic is, to me, one of the most important, and that is the relationship you can have with your child as a soul. Once I had received so many signs and messages from Levi, it transformed the way I experienced my grief. It transformed how I see living the rest of my life, and it transformed how I see myself in this universe. I understand myself and Levi as souls, so I can see our bigger existence. For many of us, that's no consolation, right? But here's the thing. I will always miss Levi in this physical world, but I will not allow my grief to have me miss out on our spiritual connection and relationship. I know he is living in another place. The connections and communication have transformed how I experience Levi. So it's not my ideal, not what I really wanted, but it is a real connection. And I will do everything I can to keep this connection alive and learn all I can from it. And my goal is to help all grieving mothers develop their connection to their child, build the relationship, know that they can ask for communication and it will come. We all have the ability, the power to connect. So step into that power, own it, embrace it, because we are all souls and we exist even beyond these bodies. So what can you do to start truly connecting in a way that you know your child is talking to you? Find ways to celebrate your child. Talk to them. You can talk to your child through your thoughts or out loud. They can hear you either way. You know, I've even had Levi send a message to me about an emotion I experienced that I hadn't felt before about his transition back to spirit. They are very aware of our lives and they experience us energetically. So talk to your child as if you know they can hear you, because they can. Talk to them about everything, but focus mostly on the love you feel for them. Ask them for support. Laugh with them about the crazy things that you're thinking and feeling. And I know you're thinking some crazy shit. With Levi, whenever I have started thinking crazy thoughts, I'll just laugh and say, "Your mom is nuts." And I know that he hears that, and there's this camaraderie feeling, that I can express this out loud. And it helps me to also realize my own thoughts and how I need to protect them. But it also clears those thoughts because I can see that it's just the human condition and the soul part of me can rise above it. Another way is to build your belief. We have so many societal belief systems that attempt to tell us it's not real. So I realized early on that I needed to put myself in the company of people who were open and exploring our eternal nature. One of the most helpful things to me is watching near-death experiences where they talk about the universal love that they felt. And there's so many people who've had these experiences, but all of these experiences have the same tone. Love that is beyond our human nature, and that we are all connected, and that we are all souls. The soul came before the body, and it goes on after. So find ways to be in the community of people who are talking about our eternal being. Whether it's actively in groups or passively by watching videos on YouTube, reading books, or listening to podcasts. Immerse yourself. There's so much information out there, and not just woo-woo. There's so many scientists now really getting to the bottom of some of this, and they've even proven that there's consciousness beyond physical death. Keeping track of all the signs and messages that you receive, and I know if you've listened to me before, I harp on this, but it really is one of the most powerful ways to build your belief. It's the least spiritual thing that you can do in this whole process, but it is one of the most powerful. For me, there came a point where I had so much personal evidence that just one day I realized every sign, every message had been sent deliberately by Levi. So start asking for messages when you talk with your child and write down everything that comes. If you suspect it as a message, write it down. Hold on to it. When you build a catalog of messages, there comes a point of no return. All doubt melts away, and you truly begin the relationship with your child as a soul. Those are my thoughts for the day, and I hope I've shared something with you that helps you on your journey to move from devastating grief to divine connection with your child.
You've been listening to the Spirit Mom Life podcast with Schall Adams. If you'd like more support, you're invited to join us inside the Spirit Mom Life community. Learn more at spiritmomlife.com. Remember, you are not alone, and the journey with your beautiful child continues.